guys, and welcome back to our channel. So I'm so excited to be filming again. I'm so excited to be here again. So baby's out, we've had the baby. We're currently experiencing a heat wave, so if you see me constantly drinking water and having to fan myself, I'm just trying my best to cope. And obviously I'm breastfeeding as well, so water is good. Right guys, so it's been, I'm gonna take off my glasses because I think it's reflecting on the camera. So I'm still in the process of trying to get myself back. I'm still in the process of trying to take in everything that's happened. This is going to be a long video, but before we start guys, something really bad happened to me a week now. I had filmed all the pregnancy journey. I had filmed my first trimester, second trimester, third trimester, my 9 months vlog. I had filmed a day in my life in my second trimester. I had filmed what my birthday was like being pregnant. I literally had about, I'd say 6 videos worth of pregnancy, and I really wanted, it's so upsetting because I had all these videos that I really wanted to share with you guys, and it obviously, all them video took me months to film, which is obviously from October that we're expecting the baby, November that we're expecting the baby till now, and then guess what, I went to a shop. I don't know if it was mommy brain or whatever, I don't even understand. I still don't know what happened, but my phone got stolen, and somehow my phone wasn't backed up on the cloud, and I don't even want to talk about it. It's really upsetting me because the phone was gone. Everything, even the phone's never bugging me that much. It's literally everything that's inside the phone, because I've got a new phone now, a better one actually. But what was upsetting me more is like the memories, and some of the, I got my mom's reaction when she first saw the baby. I got so many things on it. I literally got thousands of pictures. Yes, I take a lot of pictures, with my baby and everything. I already had I lost 6,000 pictures from from 2014. After just so many memories. I'm very big on pictures and videos, and I've lost a whole lot. Literally, I've had to depend on people just sending me stuff, and that's how it is now. So I'm very back up now. Very I need to upload this now because I don't even know. It's really upsetting. So hopefully, obviously we can't do it anymore now. I've lost everything. So the only way I'm going to be able to show you guys the process now is if I have another baby. But I'm so glad I was able to at least upload my pregnancy highlights before he stole my phone. So which is a combination of everything that happened. But my baby shower videos, everything is gone. I literally said I had so many videos to send to show you guys, but it's all gone, and I just decided to just tell you guys how it went instead, because that's the best I can do now. And then also I'm gonna gist you guys from how it went from my first trimester, second trimester, third trimester, and then finally the labor story, which was mad. Yeah. So it's gonna be a long video. Maybe you want to get a cup of tea or something and just chillax. So first trimester was actually pretty horrible for me. At first, for maybe the first few weeks, I thought, I'm not feeling anything, nothing's happening. I just know I found out that I'm pregnant, that was it. But no, it quickly spiraled down, and I became ill. Not ill, I just used to feel very sluggish. I just used to feel very tired. I didn't enjoy first trimester at all. If I had any sort of nausea or anything, or any sort of nausea or anything, or vomiting or anything, it was all around first. Sorry, someone just sent me a video, so I'm just trying to say what the video is about. Anyway, it was all in my first trimester. That's when I experienced, I would say, the most of my symptoms. The second trimester was very much, as they say, the honeymoon of my pregnancy. But I had low blood pressure at some point that needed to be looked at. My baby was a very tiny baby, so when we actually went to the antenatal check, sometimes I had to go for more scans than normal because they couldn't really, baby wasn't really meeting the, the growth growth scale or whatever, but he's come out very fine. It's a boy. I don't know if I said it on this channel yet because I wasn't able to put my review video on because it's all gone now. But yeah, all of that happened. I had to do the growth scans multiple times. I think I had like 3 growth scans. I was still very tired. My belly didn't show properly until I'd say towards the end of my 7 months, like towards the end of 7 months, and it was just crazy. It was actually mad, and it was, for me, it was a very private pregnancy. Some people were even upset that I didn't let them know I was pregnant, but I don't know. Well, anyway, for me right now, for me at that point, it was very much I wanted to take in all the moments. I was very selfish with the news and selfish with wanting to enjoy every moment of it and not having everyone kind of crowd into them personal times. And I just thought, when it's right, I'm not gonna, baby, I can't hide the baby, you know, when it's time, when it's the right time, everyone's gonna see the baby anyway. Yeah, so that was kind of like what the second trimester was about. Just the baby just growing finally, me coming out of that sick phase, that very tired, and it wasn't just normal tiredness, it was actually fatigue. But in my second trimester, I gained a lot of like energy. I was able to do so much. I was able to, that's when we had the baby room done. That's when we had like, we did the most shopping, we did so many things and all that. And then my third trimester was actually not too bad. It was just kind of like growing. And then towards the end, when I got to like, I say 37, the end of 36, 37, I started to kind of get very impatient. I was like, do you know what? I'm tired of being pregnant now. Just because like you're so uncomfortable, you can't lie properly, you can't sit properly. Like everything just becomes very uncomfortable that you just want to just, you know, excuse me, that you just think to yourself, you know what, just come out, I want to get it over with, I'm done, you know, and stuff like that. So that was kind of like what happened with my third trimester. And then what else? Just kind of was just everything at that third trimester phase was just literally trying to get myself in the headspace of like, you're gonna have a baby, the baby's coming, be ready for this and everything. And you know, this sounds bad because when I filmed all the videos that I filmed, I even did like a old wives tales video. I had like really long videos, but now I'm having to like put everything short. It makes it sound like I didn't have a very eventful pregnancy. I think all in all, I was very blessed though. Pregnancy wasn't, I wouldn't say, a bad pregnancy. It was one that, I think it was, for me, it was more about the fact that I was experiencing something that I'd never experienced before. So I think that it was more of a new experience for me than like I'd say a bad pregnancy or something. But I'm very grateful. The baby's worth it. Like, he's just so perfect, and he looks like me. Like, I don't know what Kris did, you know, maybe he didn't pray to God hard enough, but baby came out looking like me, so he made it worth it, all that, you know, carrying and doing all that. But I'd say it was a good pregnancy, and I thank God for that. And I can't wait. This sounds crazy, but I'm not ready for the next one yet, but I can't wait for the next one because I'm ready to film everything I filmed again, because I really just want to be able to share this moment with you guys as well. But yeah, that's pretty much what the pregnancy was like. First trimester, second trimester, third trimester, kind of like get this over with. But yeah, so now that is out of the way, the main gist of this video is my labor. So yeah, any sort of shock that didn't happen in my pregnancy, it happened during my labor, and I just think that you guys need to know this. So before I got to the labor phase, when I started to get to like 36, 37 weeks, because of my baby turned when he was 36 weeks. So, and there were already kind of signs that my baby might come early. He came on his due date, by the way. My baby actually came on the due date. So they gave us two possible due dates, and he came on one of them. So he came on his due date, which was like, I think it's a very rare chance that you have a baby that comes on his due date. My mom always had babies that came before. I came before, but He just came on the day that he was supposed to come. So before then, he had already turned. He had already like started to put his head down and, you know, tried to prepare me and stuff. And I was having a lot of Braxton Hicks as well. So I used to have like this little, you know, contractions, which to be honest, nothing compared to contractions. But yeah, all that made me kind of think, oh, maybe he's gonna come early. I'm going to start getting ready. Didn't move. Nothing was going on. So I spoke to my friend. Thanks, Davina. And she was basically telling, she's had two kids now. She basically was telling me things that I could do. So I took this tea, it's the raspberry leaf tea, I think it's called. I also took this one from something about, I've forgotten the name of the tea, some tea like that helps. I saw the raspberry leaf stuff that basically helps you to kind of like induce labor fast. And I tried everything to induce myself at like, I don't know, within like 38, 39 and beginning of 40. And I used to eat a lot of spicy food, you know, take a lot of long walks. I used to just try to keep as active as possible, do a lot of yoga exercises, and not yoga exercise, use the yoga ball for exercise, and also do like induction exercises as well. And I think if anything, I don't know if it helped towards, you know, labor, or maybe it was some sort of placebo effect, but I think it kind of helped me in terms of preparing my cervix and preparing like my birth canal for like the baby to be able to come out, because part of what I wanted was to be able to have like a, you know, a smooth labor. And I was also practicing a lot of this, I forgot what you call it now, but hypno breathing or hypnobirthing, I think it's called. But I did a lot of that as well, a lot of practice for that as well. So these are all the things that I did before then. So my baby was born on the 12th, which was a Sunday. So now Saturday night I just kind of had a casual day. I went for a really long walk. I went to this park that was like, it took me like 2 or 3 hours to walk around the park, so it was a really long walk. But I've been doing something similar to that the days before that anyway. And then after that I then obviously came back home, kind of just, I didn't do a lot when I was pregnant in terms of like manual labor. So after I'd eaten and everything, watched a bit of telly, I went to bed because I was feeling tired after doing all that walk. Went into bed, my husband was right next to me, went to bed together, good night. Exactly at 1:30 in the morning, 1:30 in the morning, I had this like thing where I felt like I needed to wee. And it's happened to me before. If you're pregnant, you have a lot of pressure on your bladder, so sometimes you get up thinking you need to wee, but you might not have to wee. But anyway, I got up thinking I needed to wee, and I went to the bathroom to wee, and I sat on the toilet, and not a trickle, nothing came out. But suddenly I started to feel like a tightness towards like you know, where the baby's head had turned to, and I had this kind of pressure, like a pushing down pressure, and I just kind of felt like, you know, something's going on. I don't know what's going on. I just thought it was the usual Braxton Hicks. So my mom, coincidentally at that time, my mom's here, so she used to like, my mom's always someone that gets up in the night to just kind of check on everyone and check on the house and see if everything is fine. And she kind of got up at the same time, was kind of like, are you okay? What are you doing? What are you doing? And I was like, I thought I needed to pee, but I don't think I need to pee. And she was like, okay, I think the baby's coming. And I was like, how? It was just a normal like pregnancy, you always want to wee. And she was like, no. So she made me walk up and down the stairs like I think 28 times in the night. This was obviously like 1:30 in the morning. So this is now heading more towards like 3 in the morning. So she was like, go back to bed and then see if anything happens. So I went back to bed and I laid in bed, but I couldn't sleep anymore because obviously I've been walking everywhere. I've been walking up and down like the staircase for the past like almost hour or two because I didn't walk fast in pregnancy. I'm really taking my time to do the steps and everything. And I got in bed. My husband's a really like deep sleep, like he's deep sleeper, I don't know, like heavy sleeper, I don't know, he sleeps really deep. So he didn't really know anything that was going on at this point. And I kind of just laid down there, I drank a bit of water, and in my head I was like, if I'm gonna go into labor, I actually want to eat something because I don't want to be starving in the hospital for long. So I then laid down in bed and I was just kind of going on my phone and kind of like just messing about. And at 5 o'clock or just gone 5 o'clock, I had this very, very like sharp pain, and I don't know how to explain it. It feels like, think about it as you have like you have like a ball or watermelon inside of your tummy, and then that watermelon is trying to break. So think about like putting a lot of pressure from the sides and just kind of like pressing in, but then as it's pressing in, it's not just pressing in, it's pressing in and pushing down. So I kind of felt that, and that is nothing compared to like I think what labor pain is, or labor or contractions are. It's just what I think I can describe it in like lame terms, but I don't think there's an actual description for contractions or labor pain. Anyway, I felt that, and I quickly downloaded this app on my phone. Well, I think I downloaded the app on my phone anyway, but I went on this contraction app and I downloaded and I decided to time what was going on. So I timed it, and it was only happening for like, I'd say like three minutes. It was happening, but it was 3 minutes that was kind of continuous, and then I'd have like, I don't know, like 20 minutes in between it. But I'd have it every 20 minutes. Every 20 minutes I used to have like 3 minutes and 2 minutes and everything. And obviously at 5, this was now happening to like 7. So I woke my husband and I was like, listen, something's going on. And I think there are contractions, because it doesn't feel like the Braxton Hicks. It feels a lot more intense. And he was still like, oh, are you sure? I don't want us to have any like, I don't want us to like go to the hospital in vain. I'm like, I'm not saying go to the hospital, but I'm like, something is going on. So we then started to time it together. He also downloaded the app on his phone, just in case I was in too much pain to download it. So after that, all this was happening, and then it came to like 10, and guess what? Everything stopped. There was no contraction, there was nothing. I just felt like normal again. So my mom was like, oh, okay, that's odd. Let's go for a walk then, it might actually help you. So went for a walk around my house, and it was also a very long walk, let's say for like an hour, almost 2 hours, went for a walk. And we came back, and now this was around 1. So again, I wanted to eat something to make sure that, you know, if I'm going to go in labor, I don't want to do it on on like an empty stomach. So I actually ate something. I ate something really, really spicy. I had some yam and like peppered fish, but I had something I made it really, really spicy. And then all of a sudden I just felt like, you know what, I'm not really doing anything, and if I'm going to be going into labor, I want to make sure my body is ready for it. So I went to sleep. After going to sleep, I was sleeping. Kris was on the Xbox playing his Xbox, and I was sleeping. I was having a dream in my sleep, and this was now like, I'd say maybe like half two going to 3 o'clock. And all of a sudden I just felt like, you know, if you put water, I don't know if anyone's ever put water in a balloon, but I don't know, it just felt like a pop right inside, and it happened inside of me. Kris didn't hear anything because everything happened in my head and in my sleep and everything. It was just like a like a bang that happened inside of me. And according to Kris, he's never seen me move that fast. And I was sleeping, but I just jumped up from the bed and went to the side of the bed, and in my head, because I obviously woke up and I was sleeping and everything was already kind of intense in my head, and I felt a pop. I was thinking, where does it come from? What is going on? How does it come from inside of me? Turns out my water broke. Yeah, and it was leaking everywhere. Like, it was, I wouldn't say it was a gush, but it was a non-stop trickle, I'd say. So this is now, I'm thinking, I didn't know if that was then, you know, the water. Just thinking what's going on. Anyway, it turned out my water had broke. Went to the bathroom to clean myself up. My mucus plug came out as well. And I'm thinking, oh my god, shit, it's happening. My mom came into the bathroom and she was like, yep, you're definitely gonna have the baby in the next 24 hours, or like next hour, or next few hours to the next 24 hours. So as per hospital protocol, we had to call the midwives and tell them that my water broke, and they asked us to come in. So we went in, and we went in there, and to see the nurse and everything, then took us another like 2 hours. So we didn't see the nurse until maybe about, I'd say like 6-ish, and they confirmed that my water had broke. I was then having contractions again, and this was like then, obviously when I was having contraction before, it was happening at like every 20 minutes. Now it was happening like every 10 minutes, and it was lasting for like, I'd say a minute each. It was lasting for. So I was in pain, but I could still talk. I was still hurting, but I could still talk. The nurse examined me and said I think at this point I was one centimeter dilated or 2 centimeter dilated or something like that. And she then said to me that, oh, I'm not ready yet. She wanted me to go home or walk around the hospital and then see if she can check me again. Anyway, so I was gonna go home. I wasn't gonna wait around in the hospital for any bullshit because they're already taking like 2 hours at the time. In all of this, my contractions started to get a bit intense, but I could still, do 1 or 2 things. So we got in the car, we came back. On our way back to the heart of the house, we're literally like 10 minutes from the house, I got the most painful feeling, contraction, whatever I'd ever experienced in my life in the car. Imagine contracting in the car, and let me tell you, it is not nice, it is not comfortable. And Kris was trying to be like saying to me, oh, just calm down, mate. I don't even think I said nice things to him at that point, but he knows I love it. But anyway, that's what happened. So I had the and it lasted for a good like 9 minutes of pain, and it just didn't stop. And obviously I said we're 10 minutes from home at this point, so we got home. I managed to walk up the stairs. I sat down, and at this point the pain was just non-stop. I was crying, I was uncomfortable, and the fact that I had to go back to hospital was thinking, because the hospital is about 30-40 minutes from us, it's not close. I'll say 20-30 minutes from us, it's not like 10 minutes from our house, because we didn't use the hospital close to my house. It was just crazy that I had to go back in the car again. So I don't even know how we got to the hospital. I just know I was screaming, pain, and everything was just, I don't know, I was in so much pain. We got back to the hospital. I just left the hospital, and another midwife saw me, and I told her everything that's happened. Well, Kris did most of the talking, because at this point I couldn't talk much, I couldn't walk, I couldn't do anything. And because of COVID, only Kris was allowed to come into the ward at this point, so my mom couldn't even help me or anything. So she was sat outside, and eventually she'd come into the room after I'd given birth. And so the nurse checked me again. This was now like, I'd say maybe 8 o'clock or 9 o'clock. We're in the hospital now, right? And she checked me again, and she then said to me that I was now 3 centimeters dilated, but I was still not dilated enough for them to put me on a labor ward or anything like that, or even give me any kind of medication. So the only thing they could advise me to take was paracetamol. I took it just for like, okay. Didn't do nothing. Did not even, it's like you cut your arm, right? And someone said to you, take paracetamol. Didn't do nothing for me. But anyway, so now nobody was kind of taking me onto the ward. They were like, oh, it's all right, just take it, just take. I was doing my whole hypno-breathing, and hypno-breathing was fantastic. It helped me to calm down. It helped me to, to kind of like get myself, but the pain, it was so painful, and I was screaming, and they said, you're 3 centimeters, you're not at the point where we can do anything about it at this point. I screamed down the hospital. I think anyone that was giving birth around or that was in that ward on that day definitely knew there was someone in the house, because the next day I actually ended up losing my voice. But I screamed down the hospital. At this point then, the midwife, another midwife came in and was like, oh, you look like you're in so much pain, can I check you? But I was in so much pain that they couldn't do any examinations on me. I think I ripped Kris's hoodie that he was wearing or something, because I was in a lot of pulling, dragging, screaming, and eventually they said they're going to give me some gas and air. Gave me the gas and air. Turned out the gas wasn't on, so it didn't do anything for me, and I was still in pain, screaming down the hospital, and the gas and air just wasn't doing anything for me. If anything, when eventually they turned it on eventually, but it didn't help me because I had already gone past. It's supposed to gradually build up in your system, and I didn't take, because I don't know, it wasn't given to me at the right time or whatever. The effects wasn't there. If anything, it just made me more sleepy rather than actually take the pain off. It didn't take nothing off, it just got me more tired and more sleepy, kind of more drugged out feeling, I'd say. So for me, I was putting it in but taking it out because I didn't want to be too tired to push as well. And then within like, I'd say 10 minutes, I went from 3 centimeters to about 8 centimeters. Yes. So you can imagine the pain, because I was then about to have another examination, because they said they were thinking to themselves that the pain was just too much for someone that was at 3 centimeters, and I was bleeding a lot. So at this point they had to rush me onto a ward, and I started having the urge to actually like push, like really intense push. And there's no way you get that feeling yet until you're around that 7, 8, 9 centimeters. Anyway, I was rushed into the ward, and before anything even happened, my baby's head was already crowning. This is all like within like 20 minutes of me getting into the hospital. Like when you say a quick labor, even the nurses did not believe that I was at the point of giving birth, because they just checked me and I was 1 centimeter before, and then I was 3. Anyway, so a lot of doctors rushed in because I was bleeding as well. Kris was looking very confused as to what's happening to his wife. It was very like, I saw a very like worried face on him. Poor guy, I ruined all his top and everything because I was dragging and everything. Anyway, it came in, the nurses came in, and everything happened, and there's a lot of pushing, screaming, and intensity, and eventually the baby came out. Baby came out, and then guess what? Baby wasn't breathing. And they said, right, okay, we need to go and, you know, sort out the baby, and then they're gonna sort me out. And before the baby came out, because I'd already been pushing, I'd already been in a lot of distress. The baby started becoming in distress as well. And although I could push the baby out, they said to me that they needed to cut me because they knew I could push, but the baby was in so much distress that they didn't think another like few contractions of pushing would help the baby, because the baby's heart rate had already gone down to about 50 beats per minute or something, or like was going down really fast. So anyway, they got the baby out, and after they got the baby out, they went to check the baby, and obviously at first I was like, he's not crying, what's going on? But then eventually he started crying and everything was fine. They brought the baby to me, and all of this, the whole going to hospital, everything took about, I'd say 30 minutes, and I was done. And he was the most perfect human being you've ever seen. And you know, I've never seen Kris so happy, so smiley, and it was just so great. It was just so amazing. And they finally let my mom come in as well to come and see the baby, and she was just so happy. I think the person that was the happiest was probably my dad. Like, he was going absolute, like, I don't know, crazy for the boy. But it was mad. It's mad. It was crazy. It's, you know, will I do it again? At this point, I don't know, but maybe eventually, yeah. The whole process was great. The whole thing was amazing. And every time you see that baby laugh, you know, that baby give you a little bit of smile, it's amazing. Every time the baby laughs, or, you know, the baby even sometimes cries for you and kind of like does something amazing and reaches a milestone, it makes it all worth it. And you know, I don't know, it's just beautiful being a mom. I think the biggest change for me has been sleep. The sleeping pattern is absolutely thrown off. Because you're not sleeping as much, you can wake up, you know, very tired already before you start the day. And I think sometimes it just makes you feel a bit, you know, a bit drained when looking after the baby. But every so often I have my mom around me, and my sister, and Kris, and my brother, and, you know, just, you know, family and friends around me that are really helping me to kind of like elevate that tiredness. And they're taking some time just to give me a bit of a breather, a bit of a break, which is absolutely amazing. But yeah, I've enjoyed being a mommy so far, and I'm enjoying it. And I obviously would encourage anyone that's probably trying to have a kid that, you know, got one. It's alright, you can have one. But yes guys, so we're gonna be doing more videos obviously to be able to show our lives with the newborn. As at the time I'm doing this video, he's now 8 weeks, so he's a big boy. And I just can't wait to share our lives with this new one at the moment. But it's so amazing, it's great, it's amazing, it's lovely, it's just fulfillment, and I'm just so happy. So there you are. I had, I'd say, a good pregnancy, and a really crazy labor, really fast, really intense, and it's taken me like, yeah, I'd say about 7 weeks to heal. And I'm still kind of healing, I'd say, and kind of adjusting. I'm still adjusting to being a mom. I'm still adjusting my whole lifestyle to having the baby. But yeah, If you guys have had any other labor crazy stories, please let me know, because you know, when people tell you about the labor story, you're like, did that really happen? But trust me, it can get very, very crazy. Yeah guys, thanks for watching this video, and I now look forward to doing more baby videos with you guys, just for you guys to see me and the baby. And his name is Roman Timmins. That's the baby's name. So I'll be introducing him to you guys at some point. But at the moment, I'm just being very, very selfish and just, you know, indulging in all that goodness and loveness and, you know, innocence. I just don't want to share yet. But yeah, I'll see you guys in my next video. Thanks for watching. Bye.